guys. Welcome to another episode of the Adult Puzzle Podcast. And I'm your host, Lamide. And with me is also your beautiful Mamacita host. Her name is...
Lamide. Sorry, guys. Welcome. I'm Lolade. I'm so sorry.
The juice is flowing. Come on, guys. That's my best friend. She a real bad bitch. It's some home money. Yeah!
Lamide, what drug did you inhale today? You have to tell me.
This is the place to be. If you ain't ready, if you ain't here right now, I don't know where you should be. Welcome. This is the best podcast on the planet right now, and I got the best podcast partner alive. Better than Joe Budden, than Joe Rogan, better than Dave Chappelle, better than all those people. You understand me?
Okay.
This is AP. This is where you learn about adulting. This is where you learn how you need to grow up. This is where you learn the realities. This is where you debunk the myths. This is where you debunk those lies. This is where we tell you the value of your childhood and how to navigate shit.
Oh my gosh. That was amazing. Welcome. Hi Lamide, how are you? I feel like you already just told me how you're doing.
You still need to ask? Thank you. You still need to ask how I'm doing. I'm doing good. I had a great week. I'm breathing fine. Midterms were amazing, you know.
Okay, look at you.
I had a presentation also during the week, and bum. We killed it. It was a group presentation, by the way, so I didn't have the burden of being the only one, and that was awesome, you know. And it was just a really great week. I took time off, so Thursday I didn't do shit. You know, I just rested, stayed in my bed, had good food, you know. I think I had suya on...
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had suya on Thursday.
Did you make it yourself or did you get it?
No, I ordered it, man. Chicken suya.
See, these are the luxuries that you have when you're in Houston. Compared to San Diego.
Maybe, I don't know why I forgot to tell you. Man, Houston has some bomb-ass Nigerian restaurants, like, ready to go. Yo.
Whenever I come, like, you need to have everything prepared.
I'm definitely going to treat you. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because, the suya was nice. Like, they have some... Yo, I had shawarma yesterday.
Are you serious? Like,
you know how I was... Nigerian shawarma, deadass. Nigerian shawarma, deadass. But I've only found it in one place. But they are rip-offs because they cut the shawarma in half. What am I saying? The shawarma looks like 1/3 of our shawarma. You know how... and it costs more.
Of course.
Oh, God. You know how in Nigeria, shawarma is like... how can we size up shawarma? Like from your... What's the... You know, like your middle finger, the finger I used to do fuck you. From there to like the beginning of your hand itself. Not like the palm. From there to like the beginning of your palm. That whole stretch. Maybe some shawarmas are longer, but an average shawarma should look like that size.
Oh, like your palm size. Well, it varies, right? Your palm or my palm, because I'm guessing it's different sizes.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. It's there's some length to it. And
you know, So that wasn't happening. That looked like it just looked like so I'm definitely not ordering shawarma again.
I mean, at least you have it. I feel like obviously it wouldn't be an everyday thing. But
yeah, size matters, you know, no pun intended. But yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you had an amazing week. I feel like I am just getting back to feeling like myself. That's why even this morning when I was saying like, oh, today's a great day, and then seeing your energy, I'm like, okay, maybe not. Because my energy levels are not that high. But I did. It's the irony is we had a COVID episode last week and then I fell sick, but it wasn't COVID. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just a flu.
You were scared that it was COVID? You did move around a bit.
Yeah, I did move around, but I wasn't scared it was COVID just because, like, the symptoms were very mild. They were just
Mm-hmm.
lingering. So it wasn't like anything and I didn't have like a cough. There was nothing wrong with my respiratory system. It was just
Mm-hmm.
sore throat, like minor fever here and there. But like it took me down for, I want to say, 3 to 4 days. But I'm slowly coming out of it. And even
I think
before,
four is about accurate.
right, yeah.
You were really off.
Yeah, I was off. And then prior to that, just like a lot of movement. So now, like today, low key has been the first day where I've woken up, felt like myself, and just like didn't even
Yes,
know.
Mama.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome
Oh my
back.
God,
You know
that
you like that.
song. I love that song. I need to play it at some point soon.
I'm such an old school head. The kind of songs
Yeah.
I love. People are like, oh my God, Lamde, you're so old. But those are the songs that speak to me, like that, early 90s era, late 80s, listening to
Yeah.
some Mary J. Blige, Diddy in his early days when they were in his bag. The bad
Yeah.
boy era was just, man, come on. So yeah, welcome back. I'm happy you feel better. You sound a
Thank
whole
you.
lot better. You sound
Thank
amazing.
you. I was
I
sounding
love it.
like some.
You guys, Lottie sounded like, you know, she was just like inches away from seeing Jesus.
Oh God.
Oh my God. But I'm glad my girl is back. The bounce is back. The juices are
The
flowing,
juice is flowing. Yes, yes. Okay. I'm excited for today's conversation just
Hmm.
because
What
this
exactly are we talking
what
about?
exactly are we talking about? But before we start, I just want to preface it by saying this, I mean, obviously is going to be, I guess, one of many other conversations about this topic that we're going to have. But
Definitely.
this is like a very important part of my life, and I'm guessing your life, and people out there. But
Hmm.
the topic is friendships. We're talking about friends, how making friends has evolved over time from being younger to now, the
Hmm.
types of friends we have, like all that entails with friendships. And I'm just very, very excited because I feel like my friends are my rock, and literally, I mean, obviously, family is my rock too, but there's some friends that I'm like, damn, I don't know what I would be without you guys. So I'm excited for this topic.
I am too. I feel the exact same way because you said something like, there are some friends that are like your rock, and I don't even think
Hmm.
you should even be ashamed of statements like that, because even though family is family, I'm
Yeah.
guessing I dare to say that they are friends that turn family.
Yes, for sure.
So it's
Hands
it's
down.
it's it's not far fetched having
Yeah.
friends that are rated that high in your
Yeah.
life.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay. First thing I want to like interest into it. Question for you. How important do you think friends are, or how important are friends to you? Friendships.
Hmm. What's a greater word than infinity? Like,
Are you
I want to
serious?
multiply that by very. Like, I want to
Yeah.
say, I don't want to say very raised by infinity, but like
Yeah.
a true friend,
Mm-hmm.
a true friend is better than Sharma. A true friend is better than.
We already didn't rate that shawarma, so let's use something else.
Yes, okay. What do I? A true friend is better than chicken, right? And you know how much I love a good ass chicken.
Guys, if you don't know this, Lamide has an obsession. I don't want to say irrational, but sometimes I feel like it gets to that level with
With
chicken.
good tasting chicken. Oh my god. A good friend is better than chicken. But in
Okay.
all seriousness, let me just be serious.
Mhm.
I rate a good friendship. Like it's
Yeah.
super important to me. It's because this life you can't live it on your own. You can't handle the shits on your own. You
Yeah.
need everyone needs someone. And
That's
if you
true.
have a good friend, ah, the burden is just a whole nothing might change, but having a good friend to bounce ideas off, share your problems with, have discussions with, grow with, a friend that could invest in you, a friend that you could invest in, it makes your life, it adds color to your life. A good friend adds color to your life. And I can't, I could go on and on, but yeah, I rate friendships. I rate good friendships. I
Yeah.
rate good
No,
friendship.
everything you just said, I agree with. There's like friendships are so important, especially good friendships. It's like extremely, extremely important to me. And like you said, we can't do this life alone. And as much as you have family, and one thing I do think is very beautiful
Mm-hmm.
about friendships and compared to family is with family you actually don't have a choice, right? If you think about
Hmm.
it, right? I didn't know my brothers were going to be my oh I didn't have a choice to pick the brothers I wanted or the sister I have,
That's right.
right? And my
Yeah.
brothers and sisters are amazing, like they're what I wanted. But with friendships you actually get the choice, and the fact that like you consciously make it's kind of like marriages or relationships, right? Like you make that effort, you make that conscious decision to choose that person.
Yeah.
It goes a long way, and it's like damn, like you're my friend, like you're my bitch, like I'm gonna ride with you. I mean, not everyone, right? But the true
Yeah.
close friends, yeah. So I agree, absolutely.
I do again because friendships are like you know how a friend sometimes just gets you? Huh.
Mm. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. 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 Okay.
But
Yes. Yes. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what
yeah,
you mean.
I don't think family does that, to be honest. I think sometimes I look at family as just being there. Sometimes if, in some situation it feels like some people are undeserving to be like, because family, there are some
Mhm.
families that do have that sauce, that special sauce, where you know the love is clear, the love is transparent, the love is real. I don't know if it's the Nigerian in me, but I'm more scared of my family than my friends. Like if I'm using the word family loosely, because
And when you say
family, so
family, do you mean like extended, not just your
that's why I'm
immediate?
saying
Yeah.
loosely, yes. So I
Yeah.
added extended in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nuclear,
Yeah.
nuclear, nuclear. I love because we're just three: me,
Yeah.
myself, and me, my mom, and my dad. But when
See,
we,
you yourself.
oh god,
Your energy today, I love
oh.
it. He said, "Me, myself, and I." That's my family.
Well, that's the first place. That's the first place of my nuclear family. We're a lot, right? But
Uh-huh.
yeah. It's just my mom, my dad, and I. And but if I want to expand the scope, right, I
Yeah.
think I'm more scared of the extended family people
Hmm.
than maybe general love, stuff like that. So it
Yeah.
is what it is. Friendships are, yes, I vote for friendships.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. All right. Um, do you have a question for me, or should I take it away?
Take it away. Shoot, hit me. I
Okay.
think I'm in the mood. Yeah, hit me. Let me
Okay.
know.
So, can you classify or categorize your friends into different groups? Because obviously, I think we've hinted at this just in this conversation here. It's like there's close friends, but obviously, not everyone that's your friend falls into that. So, if you had to categorize or classify your friends into different groups, what are those groups? And I'm not saying like call people out. No. Just tell me like this bucket of friends, that
Would
bucket of
that be
friends.
would that be interesting if I was like Sunji bad friend?
What about
That guy
Suji
is a
was
bloody
sorry?
waste of time.
Suji was sorry.
I'm like, oh my god, Maria though. Oh, that's a good friend. Nah, I won't do that. I think this categories for me is important. Like you guys, it's important to know how you rate your friends early on. You know what I'm saying? And this also means that this categories could, like, people could move in between these categories. Like there could be shifts, there could be graduation from
Yeah.
one level to another, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's important to have an understanding of these categories for me anyway, and
Mm-hmm.
what they mean to you. So I have acquaintances, and
Mm-hmm.
acquaintances are these people that I just, you know, hello, hi. I met you at a party, you know. We chopped it up for like 5 minutes. I never get to see you again, but maybe like 6 weeks later, I meet you in a random, you know, building in New York or something. I'm like, hi, that kind of thing. When I'm
Yeah.
overly smiley and stuff like that, acquaintances. I see you here and there. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have any course to exchange, you know, any additional overly personal information with each other. So yeah,
Yeah.
acquaintances.
Mm-hmm.
I have uh first layer friends, so surface level friends, where it's strictly just jokes. So I think I'll put work people in this category, like workmates in this category.
Mm-hmm.
So I see you every day. We just chilling, you know, alongside our work. Let's grab lunch here and there. You know, it is what it is. Then after then, I have friends like childhood friends, I would say, but I don't see them as often. But because they shared so much like memories with me, I cannot ignore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
they're part of my formation years, and
Yep. Mm-hmm.
they're just there. They're plugged in one way or the other. There are people that if I crack certain jokes with, they just get it. Like even the
Yeah.
friends that I hold dear and near, they would never get those jokes. But like I want to crack those jokes sometimes, and there's some people out there in the world that would just get it. So yeah, and then I have my, you know, close friends who I love, who I I mean, they're just part of me. They're like they're super important. I care for them a whole lot, and I can't imagine I can't imagine my long term future without having them. You know,
Yeah.
they're just a part of me. I don't have any fancy names like you guys must have noticed for the remaining classes of friendships, but I'm just saying how they feel to me. And this last level, this let me use this term or popular phrase, ride or die. They are those ones.
Mm.
The ones that if I need 1 million today, let me not use money. Let me not use money because a lot of people say that it's money that you remember friends and everything. But
Yeah.
if I if I let's say I was receiving let's say I was receiving an award in LA, for instance, and the event says or the event organizers say, oh, you can invite only 2 people. It'll probably be my mom and that person. You know what I'm saying? Like if they
So you
say
would
three
say your
people,
ride or die circle is like very small. Is that a fair assumption?
very,
Mm.
very,
Yeah.
very small. In fact, if you're being honest with yourself,
Hmm.
I'm sure we'll touch on this later on, but if we're being honest with yourself, if you're ride or die, if the number is more than 4, there's a problem.
Are you serious?
There's a problem. There's a problem. You might not agree, but for me, there's a problem. Somewhere in there,
Hmm.
out
There's
of
a
these 4
ranking.
people. Aha! 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 Now you're
Uh,
getting it.
yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
get what you
saying?
mean. Hmm.
Because even amongst, if they are, once they are more than 4, like they all do not like you the same way that you even think you like them. If you think you like all of them in that same way,
No. Okay, I don't agree to that, but I see where you're coming from. I
I'm
do.
telling
Yeah.
you that some of them, okay, you know how you think you have like maybe it's a friendship of let me use a friendship of, note I said more than 4,
Mm-hmm.
but let's say it's a friendship of 7.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have general group chat. More often than not, I've heard stories, and maybe it's because of the stories I've heard. There are 2 people in that group, or 3, that have another group chat outside of your 7 group chat where you're having the best time, or that will talk about some of you in the group of 7. I will not still come to the
Yeah.
same group chat and be like, "Hi guys, what's up?"
Yeah,
I
that
don't
one I
like
can't
that.
do. Yeah, that I
I
can't
don't
do.
like that. I don't
Wait,
like that.
but to kind of respond to your point, I do get your point of like your ride or die circle, that like small core circle typically is small. And
Yeah, it has
if
to.
it's it has, or yeah, it has to, because you can't really be, I don't want to say sharing yourself, but when it comes to vulnerability, we limit that for certain people, right? And you can't be vulnerable with everyone and everyone is your ride or die. However,
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with the fact that like it can be more than 4. I do think that certain friends
Ride or
can,
die.
yeah, ride or die, sorry. Yeah, that
Ah.
core group. I feel like certain friends can fit certain things like very, very distinctly, and certain friends can overlap. And that's why I even brought up the idea of like the ranking, because you can have a friend where you get like super emotional vulnerable with, and that's you guys' thing, and you guys ride or die for each other on that. And you can have a friend where it's like you're vulnerable emotionally, but like you guys also challenge yourselves, like you guys actually have a lot of conflict, but through ups and downs, like you guys get through that. So you have the emotional vulnerability, and then you have the overlapping like
Mm-hmm.
uh what is it called, like conflicts that you don't necessarily share with your other friends. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why if you have to rank it, you might have more overlaps with one person over the other, but they all still fall in like that cherished bucket of like, these are my ride or die.
Interesting. And maybe it's just realist in me, but I've
Yeah.
seen too much,
Yeah.
eh,
Yeah.
to just use, or just, you know, it's not even about the vulnerability. Vulnerability part might even just be the good part of it, you know. You
Hmm.
can be vulnerable with like a lot of close friends and everything, like good friendships, A plus plus, all that. But
Yeah.
that ride or die, I'm talking like, when it comes down to it, how many people in the world will sacrifice their own let me not use
Okay, I
happiness,
see
their
what you're
pleasure
saying.
for you, their pleasure for
Yes.
you? Like,
I get it.
yo,
I get it. It's not everyone. Okay, it just clicked. I get it. It's like the next level of, we're going
yeah.
downhill. Who has my back? Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
get it.
saying? Like,
Mm.
this person would do some crazy shit for you, and you will sit back and you'll be like, what the fuck? Like, are you joking or you're serious? And the person's like, I didn't think twice, and I'm not even blinking. Let's go.
Yeah,
Those people, yeah, you should rate them like a
yeah,
class above the rest. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I get what
definitely,
you mean. I get what you mean.
definitely.
I do agree with your, okay. So my classification categories is very
Mhm,
similar to yours, but slightly
mhm.
different. So yours was acquaintance, I'm trying to think, surface level friends, childhood
Yeah,
friends, close friends,
yeah,
and then ride or die.
yeah.
Mine is, so acquaintance, like you said, those like you meet them one time, you guys have a good time. There's not really much of a bond. You guys don't even have any special like thing that you can hold on to. And
Mhm,
what you meet was very specific, like it's a specific thing,
mhm,
acquaintance. Then I
mhm.
have this like middle, and I think that's where you have the surface level thing, where I call them 1 to 3 dimensional friendships. So
Ooh, look at you,
it's bas-
fancy words.
it's and
Explain.
it's basically when, and I had to think about this, it's basically when you were talking, it's basically when like you connect with the person over something, right? Either like a very specific similar interest or a very specific bond. If it's like at work, we're both the same people that have the same challenges, so we very much connect, and we've become
Hmm.
friendly, and we have that like bond, but that
Mm-hmm.
could be one dimensional. Or you can have like, there's multiple things that connect us. So we go to the same church, but in addition to the same church, we enjoy the same like activities on the weekend. So we have like multiple things that are connecting us. But if you strip away those things, it typically limits the way we get together. So it's like, if we're not
Mm-hmm.
doing those
Mm-hmm.
things
Mm-hmm.
together, then are we really hanging out? However, when we are hanging out over those things, like we're getting to know each other more and we're talking about other things. So I kind of call them 1 to 3 dimensional friends, where it's, we have really good bonds, we're really great. We share very similar interests, maybe in something specific or things that are, I don't know, different.
Mm-hmm.
But those are my 1 to 3 dimensional friends. And then after that, and it's crazy because I would classify some childhood friendships, not all, some, into this 1 to 3 dimensional friendships, because it's like we connect,
Fair.
and yeah, we
Fair
connect
enough.
over something in the past. And if we were to reconnect again, that is the
Mm-hmm.
thing that's going to link us together. But we would be,
Exactly. With what I said about the jokes, so
yeah,
that is it for me too. So I agree
yeah,
with that 100%. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And then, and it's crazy because like my 1 to 3 dimensional friendships, I love them so much because the way I think about it is, we don't necessarily have to fight. Let me not use the word fight, but there's not a lot of effort that's spent on even thinking about how the bond it's formed, right? You just find
Hmm.
yourself gravitating towards the person over something specific, and that something really is what grows and harbors whatever you guys have. Now, my last category is really like my foundational friends, and I think if I had to align it with you, this would fall the bucket of close friends and ride or die. And
Mm.
these friends, it's crazy because obviously some of us have like a lot of things in common, but what really holds us together is like the love, the respect, the care that we just have for each other. Like our values
Hmm.
are aligned, and we
Hmm.
might not even necessarily be calling to, hey, this thing happened to me. Did it happen to you? No, it's just like, what's up with you? Tell me. Like, I just care for you so much that
Hmm.
like this is my person, and that's what harbors the bond. And
My
I think
person. Shout out to
you,
Grey's Anatomy, man.
yo,
But
that
that's a
show.
really that show. What happened to that show?
I was just thinking about the trauma that show caused me.
Yo.
um, yeah,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. No, I call you off. I just had to shout out Grey's Anatomy. I'm sorry, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's kind of, so those are my categories: acquaintances, 1 to 3 dimensional, and then like my core foundational friends. And I think it's interesting because, like you said, I've had
Mm-hmm.
friendships who have moved around, right? Like we were very much core foundational friends, like at some point in my life. And then now we're kind of like 1 to 3D, where it's like we evolve, we talk about something and then we back off a little bit. Yeah, that type of stuff.
So
And
tell
then I've
me,
had,
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead. Sorry, you had. I'm gonna say something after that. Just let me know when you're done.
yeah. And I've had friends that it's been the opposite way, where it's like we bonded over something very specific and that was what was holding us together. But then
Mm-hmm.
as we continue to get to know each other, we just like aligned beyond that thing that bonded us. So our values are like the way we cared about each other, and then we became core friends.
Mm. So is it easier? Is it easier for? First of all, is it easy for you to make friends?
Now,
Like even for the first, like
yes. Yes. And
now, yes.
I don't know what's
Hmm.
happened, because I think when I talk to other people, it's the other way around, right? Where it's like, oh, when I was younger, I used to make da 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 da, and then now, and I think what was weird was when I was younger,
Hmm.
um, it was very much like acquaintance core. That was it. 1 to 3D didn't really exist because I don't know. I just used to be so, how would I, uptight. Let me put it that way, where it was
Hmm.
like, if okay, there was something that bonded us together that was nice, so
Hmm.
that we were an
Hmm.
acquaintance, like we had that initial like specific reason. But then
Hmm.
if like I dug deeper and I figured out like, okay, wait a minute, like our values don't align, then it was like, why put in the effort, right? Like
Right.
So I didn't even really spend time. Now I actually have like so many different friends that fit into those buckets because I think my 1 to 3 dimensional friendship group has really grown. So now I would say yes. I would also say I've so when I was younger, I used to be very reserved.
Mm-hmm.
Reserved meaning like it took a lot to come out of my shell.
Hmm.
Um, and even when I came out of my shell, only very, very, very specific people saw like the real, like internal shell. Now I call myself an ambivert. I don't know where the switch happened. I think it happened somewhere between like college time frame where like I could be like I like my me time, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, if the group I'm around, the energy is nice, like I am just out. Like I'm like, let's have a good time,
Yep.
so it's so easy for me to just like make friends. So now I would say, yeah, it's very, very easy for me to make, well, not very, very, and I don't just like, I'm not just friends with everyone I meet. No, but if I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we're vibing, like you're a great person off of initial first interactions, a part of me wants to give you a chance to get to know you better. I don't just shut you off as soon as I find out like, oh, our values are aligned.
And this is where I'm going to. I started off with that because I wanted you to answer this as comfortably as you can.
Yeah.
So that process from the acquaintance
Mm-hmm.
to the, your close friends that you
Yeah.
hold dear and near,
Yeah.
can, like, is it easy? It's not, definitely it's not easy, but like, how quick, or what's the quickest someone, a friend of yours, has gone from that level of, hi, I just know you, to, I may not be able to like live without you, or without that friendship in
Uh,
that sense.
you know what's funny? I want to say maybe 2 people in my life like this. And not saying my other friends are not like this, but there's
Mm-hmm.
one that, and it's crazy because, okay, I'm just going to call her out because she knows she's like so amazing in my life, Fizz.
Mm-hmm.
When Fizz and
Oh,
I
Fizz.
met,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
literally, we met one day on the road. And it sounds weird, we're in college. I just
Mm-hmm.
saw her. And a week after, she was
Mm-hmm.
literally, it was a week after she was getting me dressed for a date that I had. And like, I don't know what it was about like Fizz and I's bond, but
Mm-hmm.
as soon as we met, it was like obviously, so that was like the acquaintance. What the interaction that propelled us to each other was she was talking to someone else and I was walking past them, and San Diego, there's not a lot of Nigerians. So when I heard the Nigerian accent, I was like, wait a minute, are you Nigerian? And she was like, yes. So that was our first interaction. So that was the initial bond. Like, okay, we're both Nigerians. But as soon as we hung out after, it was like, yeah, this girl, there's something about you that is just like cool. And
Mm-hmm.
I just want to keep getting to know you. And the more we got to know each other, like our bond and our friendship has just like grown. But I would say that was the quickest because we literally met October of some year. And I want to say by like December, Fizz was like, yeah, what's my life without her? Like, and I don't know how to explain it in words in the sense of like what switched. It was
Mm-hmm.
just the interaction with her was just so genuine. It was so easy, the comfort. Like I felt like there were no walls there as much as
Yeah.
I didn't know her. Like
Yeah. And the reason why I even raised it in the first place
yeah.
is I just wanted to be sure that my theory, or my, concept, hypothesis, whatever,
Mhm.
was right for more than myself.
Mhm.
And that is, you can meet certain people,
Yeah.
and it feels like you've known them. I don't even know how to
Yes.
even explain it. Is
Mhm.
the way you just explained what you and Fizz had and how
Yeah.
that grew quickly.
Yeah.
Yes, it is what it is. I think sometimes, people think it has to take. The only reason I even brought up this whole thing was sometimes people think, real friendships or really good friendships have to like take a whole ass, 40. Of course, you want to have 40 years with someone, and that's good because memories and all that stuff. But there are some people you meet, and yeah, genuine people. Maybe because in today's world there are a lot of bad people. Like it's
Yeah.
sad, but there are a lot of like people are not genuine anymore. Selfish interests. It's hard to come across those kind of people that we are talking about right now. But like, there's some people you meet and they quickly just become a part of your routine. A part of your circle.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I'm happy you feel that way too, because it's it does something to you knowing that someone like that out of the blue, quote unquote, comes and just becomes like a shining light
Yeah.
to your world. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, so like that made me think about something. What would you say are must haves for you? Or what are the traits, the type of dynamic that would make someone a close ride or die friend for you?
Good question. You have to be very, very, very kind to me,
Okay.
kind to my emotions, kind to my feelings, kind to like I'm sorry, for me personally, it is
Mhm.
what it is. If you're not kind or sweet to me, I don't rate you. You know how some people do
Yeah.
the whole I'm just being real. I'm
I'm
just
just
being
gonna
real.
tell you what it
Fuck.
is.
I'm just gonna tell you what it.
Blunt.
Fuck you.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Fuck. Like fuck you times 100. Like the world is bad enough. I don't need my friend
Yeah.
being all brash and being all. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
tell you. I'm real. I'm real. Fucking out of realness. Fuck your load. I'm real. Like I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
interested. You have to
Yeah.
be kind and sweet to me. I
Mhm.
I rate that. Like I'm a man and all that, but I rate when people are sweet and kind to me. I rate it
Yeah.
when my guy friends are like, you know what, Lam, they chill, listen to me, I listen to what I'm saying. This
Yeah.
is this. Like, there's just something about it that it massages my head. It
Yeah.
feels calm.
And can because I know exactly what you mean, and I hope I'm kind and sweet to you, but I do want to preface this by saying Lamide
hmm
is in no means saying that he doesn't want his friends to be honest with you. Because I think
No,
what you
well,
were
please
just
explain to
saying,
them. Explain to them.
yes,
Or explain
because
to.
I have met a lot of people where that
hmm
whole brash mentality of like, I'm just gonna say what I need to say, I'm just being
hmm
honest, I'm blunt, that's just me. And it's
hmm
like, bruh, you can say certain things in different ways,
Lord
but
bless you.
have a lot of spite in one way versus the other, right? Like you
Lord
can have
bless
the
you.
same point, but not be an
hmm
asshole douchebag about it, but still
Thank
get to
you.
the point by being, like you said, kind. Like we're all emotional people. Like we are human beings. We're not bricks.
hmm
We have
hmm
feelings. And so
hmm
you need to make sure that I know that you're coming, like you're writing for me and you're not against me. And by doing that, like I am actually taking your advice to heart more because I know, okay, this is coming from a good place rather than like, oh, he or she just wants me to, I don't know, feel like I'm a terrible person, something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah.
100%, and that's exactly what I mean. Because the truth of the matter is, I want you to be as honest with me as possible. Because if you're not
Hmm.
even honest with me as a friend, are you really a friend? That one is even
Yeah.
basic. Like honesty is just basic in friendship. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, the way you relay your information,
Yep.
it matters to me. Which is why I
Hmm.
say, just be kind. Like that the finesse, the way you pass across information, the way it matters to me,
Hmm.
because it makes me want to listen to you more, and
Exactly.
it makes listening to you different from listening to someone on the internet or someone random in the office, or because of the way you deliver your own. And to your point, or to your question earlier, or to your, I don't know, whatever, yes, you are that person to me. Like you don't, yeah. I don't need to give
Yeah.
you all that praise here, but like,
no, because that's important to me too, and that's why I was asking, because I very much feel like, you know me, kindness is so
yeah,
key.
yeah.
I feel like you can approach different situations, or you can approach the same situations in different ways, and there's certain things in life that we don't have control over, but how you approach, how you talk to people, you have that control. And so if you want to be a douchebag, that's not because of the situation, that's because you want to be a douchebag, right? So
Mm.
kindness is very, very important to me, and that's something that I really cherish in my friendships. Like, not even just like core friends, like if we're a 1 to 3 dimensional friend and you're very much like, oh yeah, yeah, please be going, please be going.
As we pack your bag
It's
and
not that
go.
serious. Like, I can't be coming
Uh-uh.
to you and be scared of the things that are going to come out of your mouth. Like,
Lolade, do you understand what I mean? There are just some people, and there's a term that has been used. That term annoys me. It gets my blood boiling. My blood will just be doing boo 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 boo. Listen, I'm just being real. Really
bruh.
kill you there. Like real slam you 1,000 times there. What has realness done? And that's the way the world works now. That's the way the world
Yeah,
works. I'm just being real
yeah.
badass bitch. Real what arrant nonsense. So I mean people. And what I'm just trying to say is, people have begun to equate being real with
Mm-hmm.
being rude. I don't
Yeah.
stand for that. I don't stand for that. People have begun to equate being real with being
And it
reckless,
pisses,
with being
yeah,
no
it
no no
pisses me
no.
off because, like, it's now sometimes it comes off as like, if I cannot be this way, then you don't want me to be real. But it's like, why is it this or that? Like, you can very much convey your points, but you don't have to be an asshole about it, right? But yeah,
Hmm.
we don't have to, like, okay, so keep
Yeah.
going. What are the other traits? Sorry.
Yeah, I think uh, other traits would be like maybe be compassionate,
Hmm.
honest, stuff like that, regular stuff. I'm a really simple guy, to be honest. Maybe
Yeah.
consistent. Yeah, consistent. Yeah,
Mm.
that's another major. So I don't want you to be, you know, yeah, you're allowed to have off days as a person, because nobody is
Hmm.
perfect. But if you're consistent over time, that kind of gives me, I know what to
Mm.
expect with this person.
Over
Consistency
time.
is key. Yeah, consistency is
Yeah.
key. And of course, all the other little and amazing things that make friendships. But yeah.
Yeah. I never actually thought about the consistency thing. You're right. Like, people have off days, but over time, like, if someone only hits you up once every 5 years, then are they really like a close friend, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I,
maybe even not. Yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry.
No,
I
it's
was gonna
okay.
s- I was gonna say, like, everything you said, I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely agree. I think the two things that are add-ons to mine, I didn't think about the consistency one, so that's one that's new for me. But the two things, mindset, Lamide, like, my
Mm.
close core friends, it's crazy how important that shit is to me. And I
Hmm.
think that's what, like, I think that's genuinely what I admire the most with, like, my close friends, just the way they see the world, the way they approach certain situations,
Mhm.
obstacles, things, like, just their mindset. It's like, oh gosh, you're so beautiful inside and out. Like, you're just an
Mhm.
amazing person. Yeah. Mindset
Mhm.
for me. And it's not even like I'm actively going out, like, quizzing people. No, you can just pick up on someone's mindset and their approach in
Definitely.
life over time, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one is comfort. Like, I find that with comfort, there's no real, like, teller. It's there or it's not there, right? When you feel
Hmm.
comfortable with someone, you're just able to let your guards down. And this is specifically for my close core friends, where it's just like,
Mhm.
there has to be that comfort where I come to you and I feel like there's no judgment. Even if you might tell me something I don't want to hear, which is great because I want you to be constructive with me. However,
Mm-hmm.
I do know that like deep down it's all from a place of love. You're not judging me. You genuinely want the best for me, and that comfort is so important, like both ways. Like I want to feel comfortable with you and I want you to feel comfortable with me as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's enough. Those points, amazing. Like, I love those two, comfort
Yeah.
and mindset, and I agree 100%. Have you ever had like a friendship fallout? Like,
um I feel
yeah.
like you would have had some, but let me just say mine before I ask you. I don't know, I might be wrong, but for me, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't had like a drastic friendship fallout. I've seen it happen around me. I
Mm-hmm.
have had one friend that was in my like close core circle. Because you know
Mm-hmm.
how I said, like, you can go back and forth, right? You can have an acquaintance become a 3D friend or one to three
Mm-hmm.
dimensional friend, or you can have that
Mm-hmm.
move on to a close friend for me, and vice versa. You can have
Mm-hmm.
a close friend for a period of time, move away from that core circle. I've had a friend, and this is the one that never happened before, was a core friend just kind of like moved out to maybe even less than an acquaintance. Like we don't even
Mm-hmm.
like acknowledge each other now.
Mm.
And that hit me. I'm not gonna lie, it did hit me because
And I know the person.
it hit me because I felt like, you know, when you thought you had something
Yep.
good, and then
Mm-hmm.
like all of a sudden you're like, oh wait a minute. And it happened very quickly too, but it wasn't a drastic like fallout. It wasn't like, oh no, you're not my friend. No. It was just like, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, we're backing away up until the point where we got to like, oh, oh, you're alive. Okay, great. You know, that type of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It's I for me, surprisingly, you
Hmm.
know, I won't say I've had, because I don't think growing apart falls under this
Yes, I don't think so
canopy
too.
that we are talking about.
Yeah.
So maybe what I can think of at the moment, because I have thought about it, but what I can think of maybe would now be like my exes, right? And yeah,
Mm.
so with that, if I introduce that concept, I will say one. And that was because I tried. That day I tried. The whole concept of we can't be friends again, exes can't be friends. I don't know how to feel about that because
Wait, do you agree
I
or disagree that exes can be friends?
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree because my most my one of my exes, she's a good friend of mine. Like, she's just amazing, and it's not even a situation of, I think people, a whole lot of people read so much into scenarios and, relationships and stuff. I think people don't even understand the basic foundation of friendships and everything. Are you saying that if, of course, things happen, and lead people to, like, break up and fall or whatever, but
Hmm.
let me just answer the question and keep it strictly there. An ex, yeah, just one. So things didn't end up like, it wasn't a bad fallout, but there
Hmm.
was no closure. And because there was no closure, I still thought, okay, no, wow, like, let's still at least be good friends and everything. But
Hmm.
that wasn't working out. It felt more like I was imposing myself on, and I got over it. I made peace with it. I'm like, maybe she doesn't want that kind of thing, and yeah, I just purposely, like, brought her down, took her away. Like, even acquaintance gone, I wasn't interested.
You
I
weren't
moved.
acquainting.
I wasn't acquainting, could gel. Like, it wasn't flowing. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't gelling. It wasn't fitting no more. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, do you. Friendship
Yeah.
shouldn't be that hard. You know?
Yeah.
So I was
I
like,
feel like
dude.
with exes it's tricky, and I don't even want to I don't want to talk about that, but it's very, very tricky because I definitely agree with you where I think you can be friends with your ex, but I think it's tricky, right?
Yeah.
It's not a yes or no, like yes, we can be friends, or like it's not a white or black, sorry, a white or black
Mm,
situation. There's
mm,
definitely a lot of
mm,
gray area there, but I can see that. I want to
mm.
switch to that question that you asked me of have I ever had a friendship fallout? Have you ever had
Okay.
like a distance friend who, let's even say an acquaintance, become super close? And I'm not even talking like someone you just met and then you guys became close. No, I'm talking like someone who you've known for a while. They've kind of just been like a distance friend, like you guys check in occasionally and they become very, very close. And what
Guess,
changed?
guess the answer now. Guess the answer now.
Let me just stop. Answer the
No,
question.
guess the answer. You
I
know,
know the guess.
you know the answer and you know the person. You know the answer and you know the person.
Oh my gosh. Okay, answer the question. I know it's me. I know it's me. What
Yes,
changed?
yes, and so you guys, the answer to that question is yes, and a perfect case study is her,
Case
Lolade,
study.
and you know what changed. I will feel will be ah, if I said time and chance, it would sound too vague. But I will say maybe I don't know what changed per se, but I can tell you what did
Okay. What?
influence. Yes. So what influenced us becoming, in fact, reconnecting first of all would be if you've been listening to this episode if you've been listening to AP for a while, you know a huge influence in us reconnecting is Lolade's mom, who
Mama
happens to be
O.
Mama O, who happened to be our, proprietress in primary
Primary
school.
school. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what changed in like us becoming super close? I would say now to your point, mindset, growth,
Mm-hmm.
maturity, where we are as people. Because
Yep.
I feel like, in fact, we met at a point where both of us were kind of going through similar things.
Yep.
Like,
That's true.
and we hung on to that. We comforted each other based on that. We provided clarity for
Yeah.
one another. And that was a huge building block for our friendship or
Yeah.
our really close relationship. And yeah,
Yeah.
uh, what changed? Maybe if you answered that, I don't know. I can't really put like a word on it as to what changed, but I
Yeah.
know what has influenced it over time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree, like 100%. The influence, everything you said. For me, when I was asking the question of what changed, and I did know the answer to this question before I asked it. Um, I think if I had to answer that question, it would just be like understanding ourselves better because I
yeah,
just knew the surface, right? With you, like I
yeah.
knew, okay, Lamidi and I went to primary school together. These are his family. This is where he stays. Da 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 da. Da.
Hmm.
But I didn't know, like, okay, internally what's Lamide all about, like what does
Hmm.
Lamide like, what's his sense of humor, like all of that. And I was
Hmm.
exposed to all of that when we connected on our interests, like you said. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
so I think that if I had to answer what changed, it would just be understanding you more.
And can
And
I just say, yeah,
yeah,
understanding me more and what?
no, that's it.
Yeah, okay. And can I just say that there's sometimes if you now want to know that this person is meant for you, life just has a way of adding sprinkles to the cake. So
Spice.
spice, and
Mm-hmm.
one of those spices for Lottie and I's friendship and relationship is, and when I say relationship, I use that because it is a relationship we cultivate, that kind of thing. So one of the spices that life has added to our friendship is imagine me living in a place and I tell Lolade, oh, this, I don't know why I mentioned my house address that day or my address that day
Oh,
to her.
yes.
And Lolade is like, say that again. And I'm like, yeah, like, because I wasn't staying at my home, like with my parents and
Parents.
everything.
Yeah.
So when I mentioned my address to her, and she's like, say that again. She was like, ah, that sounds familiar. Like,
And this is in Nigeria, by the way.
and this is in Nigeria. So this is before I came to the States and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Honey's like, ah, that sounds familiar. And she's like, give me 1 second. Like, I want to call my mom and confirm something. And guess what, guys? Lottie lives down the street. Our house in Nigeria is just literally three, no, four houses away on the same street, on the same close. And that moment, that night, I was on a high. I'm like, how is that even possible? That and yeah, and that was just a moment for me. I'm like, wow, like
Yeah.
such a small world. Life is just, yeah, it just put me on a really good high. So life does put sprinkles like that, you know.
Yeah, I
And for
agree.
some other people, sprinkles would be, same birthday, same hometown, whatever. It could be
Mutual
anything literally.
friends, things like
Mutual
that. Yeah.
friends, like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to say to wrap it up,
Mm-hmm.
two questions for you. And we could
Hit
both
me.
like ask each other.
Okay.
We kind of talked about this before about what are the must haves in like close friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but a spin-off on that is what are turn-offs in friendships? And these are like any types of friendships, close friends, acquaintance,
Hmm.
childhood. What are your absolute turn-offs?
Numero uno, lies.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. So lies.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't like friends that two-faced too might be lies,
Yeah.
because you're with me. When you're with me, you're one way. When you're not with me, you're another way. So
Another way.
maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. Then also, I don't like. It might sound rash. It might sound harsh too, but I don't like over clingy friends. I don't.
Oh my gosh, yes. I know exactly what you mean. It's like, oh, they call you for 1 second. Okay, so you didn't pick up my phone. What a friend. Like,
Just,
bruh.
bruh,
Yeah.
life. I don't do that in my life. So again, it boils down to from, if you guys notice, I usually have a foundation rule or a foundation principle for
Mhm.
most of my theories or most of my beliefs in life, and everything builds off that. And the reason why I say, like, don't be overly clingy is, I don't need, friendship should not be hard, is the foundation.
Yeah.
And in relation to that would be, I don't think you should be babysitting someone in a friendship. You understand what
Yeah.
I mean?
I agree.
Like,
Especially
yeah.
this
So
big age. Like, bro, we're not in
ah,
kindergarten.
bro, like, you should be able to
Like, we all have
stand.
lives.
We all have lives, and that's the truth. And a lot of people are going through shit.
Yeah.
And when you, because once it starts to feel that way, the friendship wears you like,
Oh, yep. True
yo,
points. Yeah. I think there should be a good balance, right? It's like, obviously, nobody's saying don't pick up your friend's phone for months and then still expect to be
exactly,
a good friend.
exactly.
But you can't be every day, let's talk. And then if we don't talk, it's an issue. Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, then don't just, my final thing would be, a turn off for me would, don't don't be a crappy person. It sounds vague, but like, you know how we can be out and
Mhm.
maybe, we're eating in a restaurant, and a waiter does something wrong, maybe brings out wrong order or something. Don't be the friend that says, "Are you silly? Are you?"
Oh,
And you start going
yes.
off on. Don't be that person.
I know what you
Like,
mean.
I don't need this kind of people in my life.
Yeah.
Or over, yeah. Don't be a crappy person. Be kind.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very apparent that we're big on being kind. Be kind, people. If there's one thing you've taken out of this episode, it is for you to be a kinder person or just be kind.
Please, please be, please be. How
uh
about you?
no, everything you
Tanashu?
said, literally
All right.
everything
Okay.
you said, I feel like, yeah, every single thing you said. I think the last one that I think is tricky that I might add is and this one I don't know, it's weird because I know as humans we innately have this like constant driver to always be the best that we can be.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't necessarily like friendships that feel like competition or like there's a lot of
Ha! A
comparison or
round of applause for you.
projecting. um and it's weird because like obviously I want my friends to be a better version of themselves, so I'm constantly being like, okay, you can do this, like I believe in
Yep.
you, right? However, when
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, I did this, did you do it? Like, bro, our paths are so different. Why are we comparing ourselves? Why are we in competition with ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
oh, in addition to like the competition one,
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily like, and this one maybe with an acquaintance, but with the close friends, no, superficial. It's like if you're looking at my
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle and you're trying to one up me or you're trying to make me feel small
Mm-hmm.
because of just like physical superficial things, what
Mm-hmm.
are you really doing? Like,
Yep.
what is this?
Yep.
So that one is a no.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
then going, I think it still falls in this like competition comparison bucket. It's like projecting, when
Mm-hmm.
like you're projecting your life, like you want me to live your life like you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, again, what are we really doing?
And
um
again,
yeah.
just to even buttress that, I think for some people, that is even how they build their friendships. And which is why
Mm. Oh,
the
wow.
friendship right off the bat for me is never really real. And I'll give
Yeah.
you a perfect example in my opinion. You see, all the Real Housewives franchise.
I don't
I
watch it, so.
ah so one of my guilty pleasures is Ratchet TV. And Ratchet TV
I think
is
I
Real
just found this
Housewives.
out about you. Okay.
Oh my god. That's why I said guilty pleasure is like I lock myself in my room and I'm like make sure no one is watching that kind of thing.
um
And you know, Real Housewives, good example of Ratchet TV is Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop, stuff like that.
mhm.
So all those friendships in Real Housewives, hmm, maybe 2% real, because everything is built off the foundation of everything is classist and elitist, and like what qualifies you to even be a real house is your house must be blingy. Your husband should have proposed to you with 50 carats diamond ring. You must live in a 20,000 square foot mansion. You must live like
I mean, but
ah.
for I don't watch it, so I don't have like any good opinions to give, but I'm
Mhm.
assuming like that's all just for the cameras, right? Like those are not real friendships.
That's how they live. That's what exactly my point. But on the show, it's presented as friend, my friend, this, and if you see, we're going off topic here, but
Mhm.
they fight over the dumbest shit. They, of
That's reality TV. That can't be real. I mean,
well, I agree with you. It is reality TV because to me, that shows like that have never really appeared. From the friendship point of view, they never appear real to me.
yeah. I mean,
It's
people must
just
be
too
wise enough,
materialistic based.
yeah, to
Yeah, and
know that that's not what true friendship should be based off of. I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope. We hope. We hope. We hope.
But
What
this
an
has been
episode!
so
I,
fun.
I love. We should definitely do a part two very
I
soon,
think
or
we
hopefully.
should. Because like friendships are a huge part of our lives too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm for sure down to do
Maybe
just
for the
like
part two
more.
episode, we have our friends on the episodes or about
Yes.
it. You know,
Let's
so
drill
we'll
down.
see. Yeah.
uh
This has been amazing. Any
yeah.
final words? There's something you want to say?
No, just thank you guys for listening. Please
Mm-hmm.
continue to ride with us. Listen to the
Mm-hmm.
pod on every single
Stream.
podcasting
Yep.
platform, streaming
Yep.
platform.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, interact with us, message us on DMs.
Please do.
If you
Please
have
do.
any topics that you want us to discuss, let us know. We are going to
Mm-hmm.
start trying to get in guests, so having in multiple perspectives. So if
Mm-hmm.
you want us to talk about something specific, let us know. And again, thank you for listening.
Thank you guys so much. Everything she said, but I don't mind repeating everything again
Please
because
do.
we don't need to go over your heads. Share with all your friends and family.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, rate us. Follow our channels. We're on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. We're on Spotify. Every streaming platforms you can think of, we're there.
Yep.
Please, please, please share, like, follow, and follow our socials, like she said. And yeah, till we come your way, same time, same place next week. It's bye bye.
Bye.